Hey guys, it's Julian here, and today I will be speaking to you about acid rain. Here's a fun fact about acid rain. Acid rain cannot rot your skin. In fact, it doesn't taste or smell any different than normal rain. But the sulfur dioxide in the rain is a toxic, pungent chemical. When combined with nitrogen oxide, another air pollutant, creates acid rain. Acid rain can cause diseases such as cancer, asthma, or even heart disease. It's a concern in the air, but not in the rain itself. People often ask the question, what is acid rain? It is a well-used phrase that refers to the deposition of acidifying chemicals in the atmosphere and the damage to the environment that it causes. Acid rain became a prominent issue in the 1970s, and since then, research has demonstrated how the deposition of atmospheric chemicals has caused widespread acidification of lakes, streams, and soil. The biological effects of acid rain include disruption or even localized extinction of species of plants and fish. Strictly speaking, acid rain should only refer to the rainfall, but the acidification is not just caused by the rain, it is also caused by snow and fog, and also by harmful gases. The cycle you see before you is the acid rain cycle. This cycle occurs when pollutants from factories and chemicals from the ground leak into the water or into the sky and combine with the rain. This forms acid rain.
Acid rain and fog damage forests, especially ones on higher elevation. The acid deposits rob the trees of any nutrients, such as calcium, and leave aluminum into the soil. This makes it hard for the trees to take up water. Trees, needles, and leaves are affected by this. Acid rain combined with other environmental stressors leave the trees and plants less healthy and vulnerable to the cold temperatures, insects, and other diseases. The pollutants in the air also may affect the tree's ability to reproduce. Soil in some places is better at absorbing the acid than others, but in places where the soil's buffering capacity is low, such as parts of the US, the harmful effects of acid rain are much worse.
The pH scale is used to measure how acidic an object is. When an object is not very acidic, it is known as neutral. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14, 0 being the most acidic and 14 being the least acidic. Normal pure water has a pH level of 7, which is known as normal or basic. Regular water that we drink has a pH level of 5 or 5.5, which is slightly acidic. When that is combined with sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide from cars and power plants, the acidity drops to 4. The decrease from 4 to 5 is a 10% decrease, which is very bad.
Acid rain doesn't taste, smell, or feel any different than normal rain, and the damage it causes to humans is indirect. In fact, walking through acid rain or even swimming in an acid lake is no more dangerous than walking in clean rain or swimming in a clean lake. But the pollution that acid rain causes is dangerous to human health. The sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide, the main chemicals in acid rain, can cause lung disease and heart disease. The pollutants in acid rain can also reduce visibility, limiting how far into the distance we can see. The primary pollutants associated with acid rain and poor visibility are human-made sulfur dioxide emissions. These emissions form sulfate particles or aerosols in the atmosphere. These aerosols reduce visibility by scattering light. Sulfate aerosols are the main cause of poor visibility in the eastern United States.
Nitrogen oxide emissions are also related to the acid rain problem. They too can form aerosols in the atmosphere, reducing visibility. Night ray aerosols are the main cause of reduced visibility in the western United States, where sulfur dioxide emissions and humidity are much lower than here.
The only way to fight acid rain is by curbing the release of the pollutants that cause it. This means burning fewer fossil fuels and setting an air quality standard. In the US, the Clean Air Act of 1990 targeted acid rain, putting in place pollution limits that helped cut sulfur dioxide emissions by 88% between 1990 and 2017. Air quality standards have also driven US emissions of nitrogen dioxide down 50% in the same time period. These trends have helped Air quality standards have also driven US emissions of nitrogen dioxide down 50% in the same time period. These trends have helped red spruce forests in New England and some fish populations, for example, recover from acid rain damage. But recovery takes time, and soils in the northeastern US and eastern Canada have only recently shown signs of stabilizing nutrients. Acid rain problems will persist as long as fossil fuels... Acid rain problems will persist as long as fossil fuel use does, and countries such as China that have relied heavily on coal for electricity and steel production are grappling with those effects. One study found that acid rain in China may have even contributed to a deadly 2009 landslide. China is implementing controls for sulfur dioxide emissions, which have fallen 75% since 2007, but Indians have increased by half. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me after my presentation is played. Thanks for listening, and I hope you learned something about acid rain today.